But I've been told if she makes a really good group of friends that she's moving through that system with, and they are supporting her, and she's got the right support in place to be able to learn. Don't be closed-minded, Laura.
No.
Don't just automatically assume you're going to move her to a SEND school at a certain point. Just let Lucy guide you. Let Lucy show you and tell you. Because we're in a lucky position that we should be able to get that from Lucy. We should be able to get that feedback.
She'll tell you.
And I've got friends who have been in that situation where they've got started in mainstream, and then they've come and said, I'm struggling, and they've chosen a SEND school, and that child is absolutely thriving in that SEND school now because they went round the SEND schools and picked the one that they felt was right for their for their child. So it is, it's about what works for that child, and that child will tell you.
And in specifically with Lucy, being a social child, being gregarious and out there like her parents, very much like her parents, she will, it seems to me, thrive because of that. And so, get her into mainstream and let her fly with it. And, she's, my impression of her is that just like a typical child plays one parent against the other, those traits that you find with typical children are very typical with Lucy.
Yes.
So I can see already that whilst, she's slower on the developmental wheel at the moment, but once she's in with the right developmental age group, which is what you're doing really smartly, I think, that she should fly.
Yeah, hopefully she will,
There might be a block later on, but meet that block, build a bridge over it, and you just keep, there's a new thing, and on it goes. So, the future. So, we have a 3.5-year-old who is very active. Here's a question I have for you. Diet-wise, what do you feed her? I mean, is there any...
Do you think I'm just giving her spinach or something?
I don't know.
She never stops.
She never stops. I feel like, she's on something because she's a dynamo. So is there something, with children with Down syndrome and maybe other conditions? Is there, are they just fed just like any other kid? Is it still, they still get their funny shaped pizzas and their, are they still, do they eat what normal kids eat? And then that sounds like not me being strange about it, but because she has developmental or has had developmental situations where you go, well, actually, we have to keep her on a special diet, or she's got allergies, or she's got other that haven't really been at the forefront. But now, because a lot of the other things have been fixed, that she's now got like, well, actually, she's, lactose intolerant, and she's this and she's that and the other. So
intolerances for children with Down syndrome can be quite common. One of the lactose intolerance, funnily enough, is quite a common one. But that's very quickly established when they're babies because of the milk.
But one of the things that's really interesting is, of course, more than 80% of the world's human population is lactose intolerant. Being lactose tolerant is very, very specific to the northern hemisphere, and particularly with Caucasians.
Yes, well, I am. I'm lactose intolerant. I still eat lots of cheese and regret it. I have lactose-free milk. I have oat milk, things like that. And I don't tend to have a lot of cream because, and Lucy's a bit the same. So she coped okay with the milk, but that's one of the reasons we talked in an earlier episode about weaning, and we started her on probiotics very young, because that was, again, recommended through Positive About Down syndrome, that they are doing studies and looking at these things because children with Down syndrome, they think, are born with a slightly dodgy gut flora.
Okay.
Dodgy's probably a terrible word to use, but I don't know when that's
compromised.
Yeah, potentially compromised.
Potentially compromised gut flora.
So probiotics help with that from early on, and I think because we use them, and she took herself off milk quite young. John hates milk. I don't drink milk. It was weird. Like, it was like there was no reason for her to know any of that, but it was almost like she knew, because she stopped wanting to drink it from quite early on in the weaning process. But we were lucky with weaning. It was, again, like with everything with Lucy, it felt in the first couple of months like we weren't making any progress.
Right.
She wasn't enjoying it. We weren't enjoying it. Not a lot was happening. She was kind of only really eating the porridge, but she wasn't eating a lot of the purees. She wasn't getting a lot of fruit and veg in her, and I was panicking all the time, thinking this isn't working. And it was, again, the professionals and lots of friends and family kept saying to me, take a step back. You're trying too hard, Laura, which, again, is a running theme.
Is a running theme. But that's fine. It's part of your personality growth.
Yeah. So I took a step back, and I was good. And I think there was a point about 2 months in where I was really stressed. And I was advised by lots of people, just take a step back. Maybe just start again. Start from scratch. And try not putting so much pressure on Lucy. Allow Lucy time to discover what she does and doesn't like. Because like any child, she does have kind of preferences.
Right.
But it turned out really what she wanted to do was do it herself, which, again, is a running theme with Lucy, that she didn't want to be fed with this spoon shoved in her face.
Okay.
She wanted to take the spoon off you and do it herself. But because she was little and her coordination wasn't great, that was quite stressful and quite messy.
Okay.
But we had to just get the plastic mats on the floor. We got a fantastic thing, which lots of mums have asked me about over the years when they've seen pictures of Lucy's high chair. We got this thing called a catchy that was just a plastic tray. I mean, I wish I'd thought of inventing it. The company must be making fortunes. It goes on any high chair on the legs and catches the food as it drops.
Wow.
So instead of cleaning the floor, you're just cleaning this plastic ledge thing.
Wow.
With a cloth, and you don't bend down as much because it's higher up.
Oh, okay.
It's just brilliant. And getting things like that in place, we just put it on the tray and stepped away.
Aha!
Got out the way and let Lucy get on with it.